starting now, huh? All right. Well, Shnerdcast episode 60.
Upgraded.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like every 10 episodes, something new happens.
Yeah, we're like big kids now, you guys. Like the software's better, everything's flowing.
Thank you so much for finding the software, man. We'll see
of
how
course,
this goes.
we're gonna for this episode, you guys may see Ben play with like how your visuals. So our expectations of this, he already has an idea of it. But me and him were bouncing stuff back and forth. So the final product of this episode that you guys see now may be the first new thing for both of our channels. Like, that's a big deal because of what we just learned today. Yep. So that's really cool. I'm proud of us.
Thanks to this guy. Thank you
so
much,
hell yeah, dude. We'll figure out more with it. So this show may get more and more exciting because now we can add, like, polls and, like, quotations. You know what I mean?
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still babies of this, but episode 60, getting it right. Getting it tight,
60, getting it right, getting it tight, dude. Damn, shout out all the 60-year-old females out there. Getting it right, getting it tight.
This one's for you, girl. It's for you, grandmas.
It's for you, grandma.
But yeah, what you been up to, man?
You know, dude, music stuff. I will say something different. I got this merch package coming that I can't like bring up what's in the package exactly yet. It's going to be a really good deal, $30-$40. It comes with something that I have never made before, and there's only going to be in total at the most 100 of these printed. They're super limited edition, like awesome. The package is going to be handmade by me and my team. Me and my manager are making them. I have been doing that a lot. And then also, I have that thing I told you on that other site that I'm working on.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll announce that later.
So
but
you got a lot under your belt.
A lot of stuff. I got the music that I'm making. I can't say this. I'm working on a new EP that I want to drop in a month or so. I'll show you a track from that later. That was what I was rapping earlier.
That's really smart, though, because once you actually start, like, once your channel actually starts getting traction and just, like, you know what I mean, like 100 subs, 100, you know what I mean, like from month to month, because I've seen people blow up from like 10,000 subscribers.
Dude.
And then there's one person that I knew that I started watching like literally at the beginning of January because he made like Hank Hill like lore videos. It sounds stupider, like it sounds stupid, Hank Hill, like King of the Hill lore videos, but it's just like an in-depth character chat. And he started doing other stuff because he did pretty much all, like, everything that you could have done on King of the Hill. So he went to Futurama. Now he's doing like he went from there, like from 10,000 to 100,000, and now he has a podcast with this other guy who has like 200,000 subscribers. So the whole point of what I was talking about is it's smart that you're doing this now. That you have everything set up so when you do get traction, you're not missing on any money.
No,
you know what I mean?
And the other thing is that I think a lot of, I hate to say it, but musicians in my same spot where they're just starting off, or podcasters in my same spot like me and you, they're just starting off that are still have like...
No, that's me. My mustache will get in my fucking lip.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
So or my mouth, I mean.
Dude, hashtag adult life. Being old.
Grooming, hashtag grooming.
Yeah,
the right grooming, not the wrong grooming.
Yeah. You get so old at one point, people, that you can braid your nose hair to your beard. It's nuts.
I'll never forget the first time doing that. I was like...
you're like...
I'm like, look, catch my boogers for me.
A booger catcher. It's a booger catcher. But no, dude, it's the important. What I was saying was a lot of artists in my position, or podcaster in our position, we forget this, that just because you put something out and nothing happens with it, some of my favorite songs have like no views on YouTube, and I'm like, yo, when that one thing happens, that one moment in time when everything changes for me, that change. Those people who helped me make that change, the fans, subscribers, those amazing people, they're going to want to know everything Cultcanon. They're going to go, whoa, he released a song I just found has 10 views. This shit, I'm going to play 1,000,000 times right now. And like you said, then you'll have months later on where you're like, I'm just not feeling creative, or I don't want to do anything. You just made months and months worth of reactions, videos, merchandise, yada, 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 these products and these merch packages. It's super important as a creator in general. I don't care what you create, if it's porn or music or art. Whatever you do, you should have enough of it to where somebody can look back when you're not around and there's still so much of it. I think that's my favorite thing about making music and the YouTube thing, is that when I'm gone, there's hundreds of things that people are going to go, yo, this fool's still here. Like,
for real,
like his soul is still here.
Exactly,
like,
bro.
So you're so right. You said it very well. So yeah, definitely.
Dude, yeah, so fucking... That's good to hear, man, that you're fucking, you know...
Staying busy, dude. What about you? What do you got going on, man? What else is... How is the family and everything? Everybody good?
Yeah, everybody's fine. Everybody's good, you know. Fucking my mom just... I dropped my mom at the airport the other day because she's going to visit some family in L.A., my sister.
That's cool. safe travels, please.
Yeah,
safe travels.
she's already there and safe.
Good.
Everything. Just
Thank
I'll
God.
have to pick her up in a few days.
That's nice.
But yeah, I've actually been skating a lot with Cameron.
I know. I'm jealous. I'm envious, bro. I want to skate hella bad, but I'm lazy.
Actually, this fool took me to Sacramento Anime Con, and that shit was actually pretty cool. It was legit. I had a lot of fun. It's pretty much like a mini anime convention, and it was kind of like scaled down this year because fucking COVID and everything. And
naturally,
I was because it was just in a giant kind of like it was like a mini arena, I guess. Oh. You know what I mean? So
was everybody like just social distancing the best they could? No,
I mean
not really. Yeah.
I mean, it was like a bunch of. It's like when you go to the state fair and there's like a bunch of booths like for like shopping and stuff. So it's kind of like that. It was pretty cool. I got this shirt.
You can see it perfect right there. That's so dope. I see why you like that a little more. I'm like.
Then I want to talk real quick about that Space Jam trailer.
I'm glad you brought it up. So I want to say something. I want to say what I first said to you and what I second said to my manager when I watched it. And I was like, yo, the animation, both times I was like, the animation's dope, right? I was watching one of my favorite podcasts that is a new thing. I told you about them. They're awesome. You know what I mean? Shout out. We Watch a Movie, Wham Bam Fam. They're really good at what they do, right? And they also have a lot of perspective into the movie making world and because of their love for it, right? Their first impression made me go back and watch it, and it kind of influenced my impression, and it led to literally led to exactly what you first warned me about, and I didn't really listen to your text. LeBron's gonna be fucking horrible in that movie. Yeah. And like I didn't notice it because I was so blown away by the bright lights and the shiny objects and Space Jam, and Bugs Bunny, the What Up Doc, and but the third time I rewatched it, I was like, this movie might fucking blow ass. Like, I thought about it in two different lights. To see one of my favorite old cartoon movies come back to life, you know. It doesn't need to, Space Jam, it doesn't need to be remade, but it's cool that it is, that we get to see it again in new.
It's two, bro. It's not getting remade.
I know. I'm just a sequel. You know what I mean? But like
Michael Jordan's too old.
Yeah, no, fuck yeah, man. He got there and fucked himself.
He had the
up.
Last Dance.
Yeah, yeah, he did. You're right. Everybody knows he's the god now of basketball. But I
don't accept that as a LeBron fan. No.
I just rewatched it, and there was, after hearing your first take of it and then my first take, and it being like, oh wow, the CGI, the soundtrack, yada. I then watched it the third way with the concept of maybe LeBron's actually going to be really bad at this acting thing. And I was watching it, and it is so noticeable how bad he is.
He does this weird thing where he's like, he has like a face, and like, it's like his face is like neutral, and then
because I imagine, you know why that is, because they were like, okay, hold that pose, and he's like this, they were like, action. He was in
that other movie that fucking with Bill Hader and the girl that steals jokes, Amy Schumer.
Oh yeah.
So the girl that steals jokes.
That's great. Yeah, keep that in there.
He was in that movie. He does that same thing where he's like, he has like a straight face, and then it'll be like if we were talking, and
I'm telling you, it's because like, the scene is starting. They were like action, and he has his ready face.
It's like
a ready face.
But it just doesn't look
stupid.
Good.
Yeah.
But I really believe that the kid might actually out-act.
Okay, everybody is saying that. That's what I noticed, is the kid is actually an incredible actor. I was like, yo, he's actually might have some acting chops, but there are so... Now, I don't want to entirely blame the king. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because some of that, most of it, he didn't write.
Well...
so you know what I mean? So like, I have an example. When in the trailer, when his son first gets snatched up...
Yeah.
He is what, in the Matrix hell?
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
Bro, I didn't.
I thought that was funny.
Yo, like,
dude, I got, honestly,
but he didn't write
stuff.
That though. Like,
no,
so I can't get mad at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my point. Is when people are getting mad at LeBron for the reason that I'm like, he's gonna suck. I kind of feel like you have to realize, like, Michael Jordan wasn't very good either.
Oh, dude, no, he wasn't.
Like, and he's never been an actor.
None of those basketball players in that movie were good acting.
Come on, there's been one or two good wrestlers that can act, and they act for a living. Like
John Cena's one of them, maybe.
I know The Rock is number one for sure.
Oh yeah,
The Rock is because nobody even considers him a wrestler. He's an actor now. Yeah. Like he's amazing. He's
an A-list actor.
He's an A-list actor, bodybuilder. He's inspiring, ever inspiring.
He's living that life, man.
John Cena's probably definitely the next one because of his positivity with civil rights and the public eye. I really like that. I like how much donation things he's done. His acting's kind of garbo, but I mean, but he's putting himself the same way that The Rock did. Because if you look at The Rock, so anyways, back to the Space Jam, LeBron. That's my complaint. Is that I feel that LeBron's gonna tank a lot of the movie. However, I stand by my original opinion. The animation is wow.
You gotta remember too, like you're saying, the animation, like that. This is more. When I was watching that shit, I got so fucking nostalgic.
Yeah,
I literally wanted to cry. Almost.
It felt so good seeing bugs and
you see like all. The,
okay,
you know what I mean?
So I want to point this out. I want to point this out though. So what they're doing, and you hate the movie I'm gonna bring up. But they're doing exactly what I loved about Ready Player One. And I'm like, how many times is WB going to do this? Where they're just like, oh, all our WB characters. And it's funny because I had watched 3 reviews of that trailer, and they all said that. And I was like, that's what I've been thinking. Like, now, again, I'm being hypocritical because I kind of enjoy seeing all my favorite characters in one movie.
Yeah.
So
it was, to me, though, it was like a lot of those, like straight up old Acme
ACNE.
Acme cartoons, because that's the shit us, like our generation.
You're
like
talking about it would drop on that the weight.
Sadly, that fucking horrible Tom and Jerry movie fucking came out and just ruined the franchise forever. They could have done so many things with that movie, and they just had to.
That shit was just horrendous, and it made me not like an actress that I really like. I was so mad at that because
she was just one tone. I actually watched that movie. She was just one tone.
I did. I watched 40 minutes of it and turned it off. I was like, "Fuck this."
I actually watched
30
the whole
minutes.
thing.
Did you?
Yeah, it was bad, bro.
I could never, ever. I remember you told me you had checked it out last time we talked, but I don't remember you saying you finished it. Like, I'm like, God.
It was in the background. I didn't really watch it, but it was in the background.
It was literally like 2 movies.
Yeah.
It was literally like they filmed Chloe Grace Moretz movie, and then they added a Tom and Jerry overlay.
Exactly.
Like, it's so silly and stupid. Like
they like broke all their own rules too. Like, I don't know. A lot of it didn't make sense. But
I'll watch the Space Jam movie.
Oh, dude,
but
I'm 100% watch it.
I'm not like stoked on it yet. The same way that I'm not like.
I'm just a huge LeBron fan, so I'm watching it no matter what.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I guess if some of my favorite musicians were showing up in like a remake of Spider-Man, I'd be like, I'm about that dumb shit. Like,
yeah, and like you said, I was like one of the first people to probably tell you this, but it was like his acting's gonna fucking be horrible. There's no way his acting's gonna be good at all, and I'd fucking. Because he just, like I said, like you're saying, like he has that thing where it's like, okay, action. So what you know what I mean?
It is. I'm telling you.
His face is like just. His face is just like plain, just plain as hell, dude. And then all.
No,
of a sudden,
I'm telling you, it's they're like get into scene. He's like, this is my ready face, and they're like, okay, ready, action, and he's like. You know what I mean? Because like the other scenes that I point that out about, I didn't notice it until I heard a couple people bring it up. They brought up how when his kid just wanders off out of the elevator into the wrong area, and he's like, the kid literally runs out and he's like, "Hey, wrong area!" And it's like, no, dude, like he was. If he hadn't been paying attention, then yes, but he was literally looking at him. In the scene,
I'm too busy being LeBron James.
Yeah, he's being LeBron James. Yeah, he's like all these bitches.
I do. Also, another thing I like is how they remix the song. Come on, they didn't play the full. I think they're saving it for the next
I think they're saving
it
the same way they're saving the new Mortal Kombat theme song in Mortal Kombat because they didn't show that, but somebody on set said there's 100% a new version of the old version, but it's just a remix. And I'm like, I'm about that. Like,
is that what WB did? They gave up on fucking DCEU and they're like, let's just make all these movies.
No, DCU's still coming out, but they're going with the Blue Beetle, and they're basically leading with who else is still on the roster? So Cyborg is out officially because he's just been causing a lot of problems. Ray Fisher, rightfully so, but it's just old now, and I'm sick and tired of hearing about the same shit with that series of like movies. Like between that and the Zack Snyder, I'm like, I watched it 3 times. I gave it love. I don't need to hear about this no more. If it's not getting made anymore, then let it die. Like it was great. I liked it. Now I don't care if there were a lot of parts that I was like, this could have not been in here, because if that's the end of the series, then dope. I hope that we don't have that same effect with Space Jam, where there's a bunch of stuff in there that was like, but I won't lie. I laughed my fucking ass off all 3 times watching it at Granny kicking the ass.
Oh yeah,
dude, I lost my shit.
That
I was
dope.
like, I'd hit it.
One thing I hope they don't do is I don't want them to do I don't want him to get stretchy arm. I don't want him to stretch and do like the Michael Jordan thing.
No.
Please, if you guys
just
have
do your own thing.
Re-edit that. Do reshoots. I'm sorry, LeBron. Do reshoots for it right now.
Yeah, dude, for real, dude.
You're
like,
injured anyways.
Look, give us a test copy of the movie. We'll let you know everything you did right and wrong.
Exactly right. Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching that stuff.
Hey, you can once your channel gets out to a certain level. I'll show you how to hit up people for test copies of movies. I'll show you, because I've some of the podcasts I watch, they kind of inform people how to do that, and I'm like, that's what I do to contact musicians. I'm like, that's the same thing.
So did you watch King Kong vs.
Fuck yeah,
Godzilla? It was pretty good.
It wasn't bad. The story
was no story.
There was no human story at all.
But the fighting was good.
No, but I like the backstory more than I like the actual story, to be real with you. Because, like, in the beginning of the movie, if you remember, they go over the lore. So the lore, in the beginning of the movie, they break down, like, the rivalry between them. To be honest, I wish that they cut out giving up on it and just said, you know what, this is Godzilla versus Kong. The movie is about that lore, and the humans are nearly the relatable factor of it. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that the movie was bad. Because I've watched it twice already, and I like it a lot.
But you watched it twice?
I watched it twice. Damn. I like it a lot. I really do. But you're not wrong. The story's garbage.
So
it's
bad.
not. There's no human story there. What was up with what's her faces from Stranger Things' dad being in 2 scenes?
Yeah, he like showed up in the beginning. He's like, "Why is Godzilla killing everybody?"
Yeah. He's like, "We gotta kill Godzilla," and then at the end, he's like, "We fucked up. Godzilla has to live." Like it was like. We were building mecha.
Which to be fair, spoilers.
Sorry, you can blur that.
I'll put spoilers. But yeah, spoilers. Fucking Mecha Godzilla.
It's been out for a minute. Y'all could have watched it already. Like,
honestly though, isn't that like a reasonable reaction? Like Godzilla came and destroyed the fuck out of everything and beat the fuck out of a bunch of monsters.
So they created Mecha.
Yeah, and then they used that.
But do you know that he was attacking them because of Mecha? That's the whole story. Godzilla,
like he knew they were making,
because remember in the story, the Titans can sense each other. So when there's another alpha one of them, they naturally are like, there's only one of us. And if there's only one, and if there's 2 alphas, it's gonna be like in the last movie where what was the Mothra and Godzilla teamed up.
Yeah.
It'll be like that because
you were totally right, by the way.
I told you they were gonna team
totally
up. I called that shit. But it is a reasonable response. But the thing is, that's the reason Godzilla attacked, because in the beginning of the movie, Godzilla attacks that dude, the security guard is hacking into the system.
Yeah.
Godzilla's, whatever it's called, the nuclear beam or whatever it's called. Or
whatever. His little attack.
Yeah, he hits the building and it blows up, you remember? Yeah. And then there's that red thing flashing. That was Mecha's eye.
Oh.
That was Mecha Godzilla's. They were already working on it, but the problem with the thing was the whole mecha was that all the energy humans have discovered was not enough.
Efficient. That's why they were
trying to get, they went into the core to get Kong's species energy source from the core.
Which I thought his little axe was pretty sick too.
Oh, it was way better than I first anticipated.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, the energy that powers his axe is the same thing that Godzilla shoots.
Yeah, I like how he
I love that.
And then he hella powered it up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Like I said, there's some corny shit, of course. And there's some bad CGI in 1 or 2 scenes.
There was a few.
But like, I have 2, and they're both with Godzilla, unfortunately. The character that I knew
on the boat?
The boat, mine is very specific. It is the same scene you're talking about, but it's when he's swimming and all the warships are going. There's 3 of them, and his giant tail kills 3 of them. But when they're on the one warship, he's as big as the warship.
Yeah.
And you remember what my complaint about Pacific Rim was? The size never matched up.
That's true.
And I always remember in the first movie, they're standing on a wooden deck, and they're the size of deck. They're on a what is it called? A pier.
They're supposed to be like
they're on a pier. and the monster
yeah.
and him
are like standing
on a pier, a wooden pier.
But like it's like 10 minutes ago they were standing
in the ocean,
like standing like above like up to their knees.
Yeah,
or some
and
shit.
the pier isn't collapsing.
Yeah,
with these Titan-sized. Anyways, that's in another movie, but that's my same complaint. Now the other scene is when they fake out Godzilla to make him think Kong is dead, and Godzilla peeks his head out of the water and he's just staring. That shit is trash. That CGI of Godzilla poking his head out of the water, it made no sense. He was sitting,
that was just like visual, like somebody was proud of that.
It
was
put that so
somebody made that and they're like, oh dude, you have to put this.
But the rest of the CGI in the movie is incredible.
Yeah,
it really is. It's just we didn't even talk about this before. You watching this at home, we didn't even talk about this before. We both named the same scene with bad CGI, except he was probably referring to a slightly different moment. That was all probably made in the same like project. You know what I mean? Like crazy, bro. Like that's it. Other than that, though, the movie was okay.
I would recommend.
Yeah, I'd definitely recommend it. It's probably like a strong 7, like 6.5, 7. Like
if you want to see something mindless that you don't have to pay attention to, and you just want to see big ass.
Boo, yeah, that's perfect. I mean? That's perfect.
Just something you haven't even have on in the background. You don't really have to pay attention because the story's so simple. Like bad guy wants this.
Yeah.
Person who's supposed to be a good guy betrays him, but it's totally obvious that she's a bad guy. You know what I mean? Something like you could like, unless you're like
bad guy and bad guy become good guy and team up against the real bad guy,
right?
Which is us.
Exactly.
Like, that's all it is. It's super cliche.
What's hilarious too is the critical drinker guy I was talking to you about. He made a review about it, and he was like, if you couldn't figure that out, then you're probably a character in the story, which honestly sums it up because you have to be like 10 years old or like under like 12 to not figure that shit out, dude.
Yeah, that movie was super predictable, but I won't hate on it. Like it wasn't.
Another thing I kind of didn't like. They kind of reused that little when they first went to the center of the earth, and then he grabbed the monsters and he swung them.
Yeah, they kind of reused that. Yeah, they've done that a couple times.
I never saw the.
Did you notice how Now I kind of like this, but I kind of was like, of course that wasn't gonna work. Why? Like, it was dope though, but it just was like they could have maybe done something different. When Kong and him first fight underwater, Kong tries to rip Godzilla's mouth apart, and I'm like, no, like he was suffocating, drowning, and like trying to get away, and his first tactic was insta kill. Like he used more strength doing that than. And by the way, I'm gonna say what everybody else has said. There is very clearly a winner in this movie. It is Godzilla. Yeah. Like he fucks Kong up. Like Kong only wins one of the 3 rounds. Like,
what was it? Which one did he do? It was when he like had the axe, right? The first time.
He fucked him.
That's
up.
another thing I kind of hated is like every time they fight, they'd always just be like, and then just like go walk away like you beat me this time.
Next time.
Yeah.
But I did
this time, He-Man.
But I did like how it ended, where it was a Mothra and Godzilla moment of a Kong and him were allies now, and it was kind of like.
Yeah, that ending though was just like they looked at each other and it was like they gave each other like
the gay look. Yeah, they're like, "I'll fuck you later." There'll be little God Kongs.
It's funny how earlier we were talking about John Cena and doing the acting because I wanted to talk about the Suicide Squad trailer that literally came out right after the day we recorded.
See, this last is why our live streams are going to be important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Hey.
Yeah.
From what you remembered, I've last time I watched it was the other a couple days ago, but I don't know if you remember.
I do. I watched it a couple times just to like look at it.
It's weird because it's kind of like making fun of itself on purpose. You know what I mean? They do like that weird joke where it's just like, we know it's a stupid movie, but we're just going to be super outrageous on purpose.
And that's super evident in John Cena's character when he's like, if this beach was covered in dicks, I would suck them all to clean up this beach if it meant like protecting somebody's humanity or some shit like that.
And then the new Deadshot is like, it's a fucking kaiju or something, or somebody says that.
That character is because Will Smith what was Will Smith's character? It was
Deadshot, right?
Yeah, that was Will Smith's character. This character is Bloodshot or something, or Bloodsport.
Bloodsport, okay.
That's who that is. Deadshot was the Will Smith character. That's Bloodsport. That's why he looks the mask and shit is a little different.
I feel like they're trying to do a kind of what the fuck? Sylvester Stallone is in it.
He plays King Shark, bro. He plays the voice of King Shark.
I didn't even know
and
that.
And he'd actually the voice that was my more
wow,
favorite thing was his voice, because I can think of another iconic role in the Marvel world, at least not DC, but in the Marvel world that did that. Yo, Vin Diesel is Groot.
Yeah,
that's so Groot. Weird.
That's the easiest money he's ever made, bro.
But it was perfect because that voice that he did with it, they did like the perfect thing with it. You know what I mean? It was his vocal tone that allowed that. You know, because I mean anybody could have probably done it, but I mean like same with Sylvester Stallone as King Shark, him just going like talking as shark and shit in the trailer.
Talking shark.
I'm not excited about that movie. I don't care about that movie. I think it's silly. I think that fool's helmet is stupid as fuck. Like I know
it looks hella plastic. Like it looks like he bought it at the dollar store or some shit.
And you brought it up. They make fun of that in the trailer, but I don't like the idea of like I just don't like the corniness of it. It is so. But what's crazy is we brought up Groot and the idea that Sylvester Stallone is King Shark voice. Didn't James Gunn make both movies?
I think so.
Yeah,
dude.
James
That's hilarious.
Gunn made Guardians of the Galaxy.
Movie.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is I did actually look at the reshoots or the redo of King Shark, and fucking
the first one was.
Which actually, I didn't do a deep dive into the character, but I did like a light research on him, and he's actually a pretty sick character, dude.
In the comics,
he's like a demigod,
dude. In the comics, King Shark is like one of Flash's biggest adversaries.
Really?
Yeah, and
I didn't even know that.
In the TV show, that was the first time in the TV show because I had already started losing mad interest in the show, and it was going downhill really fast, and I was blown away at the time. Now, don't roast me, but I was blown away about how great the CGI in a CW TV show was for a fucking walking, talking shark. It was good. I was like, I would watch this as a movie. Like, if you would put these two characters in a mad cinematic...
Which one was that one?
Are you talking about where I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That was King Shark in CW. But, I mean, now it's probably dated. I mean, in The Flash. King Shark in The Flash. I'm sorry. On CW. But,
this guy?
Let me see how he looks right now.
Or is that
no, he looks pretty good to me, dude. Like to me, I'm like the CGI.
Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's
not perfect.
It's not
but
bad.
That's like 4 years old, like 3 years old. Like
he kind of reminds me of that. I wonder if this inspired it. Remember One Punch Man, the guy that comes out of the sea.
Yeah.
And then fucking he gets like all shriveled up, but then it starts to rain, and he gets like.
The CGI may very well be. Like based on a guy who was inspired by like an anime he saw, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm not excited about Suicide Squad, and it sucks because I really want to be. I want to be excited about it the way you're excited about Space Jam, and I'm not excited about either of them. And I'm like, I want to see them. But not like I'm going to like go out my way. But luckily we have HBO Max and they fucking rock. Yeah. And we're going to probably get all of this shit.
So we might get more DC animated movies, dude. But I have very, very bad news for you, man. Nothing new from the DCEU until next year. Mm-hmm. Everything comes out next year.
We're getting an animated one.
Shazam.
Like you said.
Batman.
Movies coming out
not till like this time next year.
Yeah, and to be honest, I just don't care anymore. I'm burnt out. I knew I was burnt out on DC and Marvel's little bullshit. Now I love them, and I will always watch the good shit that drops. But I knew I was burnt out on them when what was the last shit they dropped? I couldn't watch Scarlet Witch. And then I was just the
Captain Winter Soldier, dude.
Yeah, WandaVision. I couldn't watch that. I was like, I'm burnt out. And then I knew that I was extra burnt out before that when you just said it. When Wonder Woman 1984 dropped, I was like,
so bad.
I was
the
like,
worst casting.
I never thought I wouldn't like a DC movie like this. Like this is almost like exactly the idea done completely wrong. Yeah. And like it's like, wow, like. I can't believe so many people liked it, you know?
Yeah, dude, it's sad. It's sad, man. Sadly.
So there's 2 DC movies coming out this year, but there was another one that they're doing, I thought, called something like Halloween Long or All Halloween or something like that.
We want to know something that are definitely getting from the DC universe on TV? Batwoman.
With a recasted actress after they got rid of the other one, and I'm just like, why continue?
No, she left,
show?
Bro. She probably got such hate.
Yeah, she left.
She probably got such bad hate. I mean,
she probably got blackballed after that. Like, because she's probably not allowed to. WB will probably never hire her again for a role. Like, kind of like that chick who beat Johnny Depp and pooped in his bed.
What?
You never heard about that?
No.
Yeah, let's drop some knowledge on this channel real quick.
Pooping up Johnny Depp's bed.
Hold up. Let me see if I can't bring this
Like I said it. He beat Johnny Depp up and pooped out his bed. Like how he pooped out his bed.
Johnny Depp said in London in court on Friday that ex-wife Amber Heard from Aquaman, the redhead, because they were together, ex-wife Amber Heard's claims he abused her, turning him from Cinderella to Quasimodo in the public eye. Hold on, let's see. He also said the couple's tempestuous marriage broke down for good after an incident in which feces were found in their bed following a party. So what Johnny said was that she got mad and she would like beat him, and she reversed it. Well, he was like, what about that time I found feces in my bed? The poop in my bed. Like,
Poop in my bed.
And I'm just like, yo, you are crazy if you're making bitches poop in your bed.
Right,
like,
dude?
holy
What did
fuck,
you do
Johnny.
to her for Johnny Depp?
know,
What
dude,
the fuck?
what
You don't
did
poop in somebody's bed for no... I mean, maybe...
Maybe he's right. And what did he do to her? I mean, she do to him.
True.
Like,
True.
If pooping in the bed is just the precipice of this event,
dude,
she took pisses on his toothbrushes. She wiped her ass with
she's
the
a fucking big
floss.
It's because she's probably a vixen and fucking Johnny Depp's a fucking...
We both said the same thing about her in that movie. We were like, oh.
Yes,
yeah,
dude.
there are scenes when she's on camera that she has that just come on my face look. Like, God, bro. But after hearing that, I'd let her poop in my bed. I'm just saying. If it was worth the millie.
If it was worth the millie. Oh, that's cool.
If I'm Johnny.
If I'm Johnny,
I would go down to my $1 million wine cabinet and just
God.
like be like, this bitch pooped in my bed.
That's like Johnny Depp is somebody like even Justin Bieber would be like, damn, he fucked her.
Yeah, dude, for real. I think Johnny has some stories.
You know what I mean? Like people in Hollywood are like, what? Like, you know, this.
Johnny fucking gotta kill it, but like, yeah, that I can't believe you ever heard that.
Just real quick though, I got a little bit of gaming news. If you want to talk about it, there's a few things I want to name off. Have you played Outriders yet?
No. I have the demo
either.
still installed.
It's for free on Game Pass now.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I figured because there was an update that came up earlier, and I was wondering what it was about. I'm not. It just doesn't look that awesome to me.
I try. It's funny. I tried to play it like 2 or 3 times, and each time it didn't load. So I was just like, screw it.
I have it installed, the demo installed still, and I'm just like, I don't. These games are these new games that are coming out are horrible.
Yeah,
they're absolutely fucking.
Well,
horrible.
There's that one biomutant. You remember that little fox character?
Oh, I 100% remember, and I so want to get it, but it doesn't come out for like 2 more months or something.
It comes
out like it because
I think it actually comes out in April.
It's April now.
Let me actually check.
It's April now, but it probably comes out in May.
I think
May or June. Because I remember complaining to you about this. Well, for the record though, they change the dates all the time.
It says released on May. Oh, May 25th.
Yeah, May. Okay, so next month. Okay.
So yeah, this one looked actually pretty cool. There wasn't too much of a gameplay trailer, but we saw a little bit.
We got clips of it. And me and you both got excited about it. We both probably were like, we're going to definitely look out for this.
So it just says like a very...
also, the Left 4 Dead people made that one game. What is it called?
Oh, Back Blood.
Yeah,
Back Blood.
Back 4 Blood.
Yeah, Back 4 Blood. Yeah, you're
Back
right.
4 Blood. I remembered it was something 4 Dead. Like, for, you know what I mean?
Play on the words.
Yeah, so, Back 4 Blood is what it's called. Mm-hmm. That game, I'll check that out too, but it don't come out for 3 months. Like 2 months. It's bullshit.
Like June. Next month.
It comes out in May?
Or sorry, June.
So 2 months. So exactly. June,
I just wanted us to get like a little head start and like kind of like start talking about these games. So
which of these are you most excited about?
Well, there's also other stuff. Resident Evil. Resident Evil.
Okay,
8.
Resident Evil. What is it? Fucking 100.
Pretty much. But it's Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, Village. Right. I told you I almost pre-ordered.
Comes out May.
Yeah, I almost pre-ordered that.
Hitman 3 is already out. Far Cry 6 with the it's supposed to come out this year.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Never mind.
We have Halo Infinite, which there's still no news on that. We have.
I have no interest in games that if Halo Infinite, I know this isn't the case. I know they're gonna put it on the one, but if they only make it next gen, I'm like not interested in it because I'm like, you guys have not figured out all the problems with next gen. I went to Walmart today. I was looking for a USB hub for all my fucking USB devices, just so everybody knows. And they already had a sign on the counter that said PS5s and Xbox orders are only online. And I was like,
dude,
oh
you can't find it,
bro.
So this is what I wanted to show you. So I'll just show you real quick. So
I'm digging that one. I like how it looks. I
don't know what the story is on this. Let me see if I can find a little bit more info because I saw this the other day and I was like, what is this? Why is nobody talking about this game? It's supposed to come out this year, but I think another reason nobody's talking about it. It's supposed to come out the end of the month. And nobody's. It's on just PlayStation.
Yeah, of course.
Just PlayStation.
Now, don't get me wrong. PlayStation is an awesome console, though.
It kind of. So it says a third-person shooter science fiction video game developed by House Marquee and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Yep. And it kind of reminds me of like a. That game Prey mixed with Half-Life 2.
I could see that.
So it's kind of like there's kind of elements from that.
There's also a grind element. It feels like in there.
Probably
there's a lot of grind.
I hope there's like some like an open world. I mean,
there's some earning of new stuff based on how much work you put in, because that has been something that me and you have been right about certain game companies are actually starting to do that again, where you have to grind a game. Look at Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
that game is so fucking hard, but if you 100% shit, you get all the shit basically free almost.
Yeah.
Now that's not the case with the Nitro Racing. They will DLC you out the ass for that, which is garbage.
Yeah.
But that game looks really good. It looks like it could be a grinder too.
I hope so, dude. I hope it's like really good.
Can I bring up a game that's probably not on that list also that we've only briefly talked about that I'm really excited about?
No.
Is Evil Dead.
That's right. I'm so glad you remembered that.
I'm so stoked about that game. That game is going to be fucking my shit. I don't care if that game is online or campaign based. Please be campaign based.
So it's 2021. There's no like release date.
Yeah, not yet. I've just seen the trailers for it, or the teaser trailers.
So people who don't know what the Evil Dead franchise is, it's this like it started off as a movie like project by like a bunch of college kids, if I remember correctly. I don't know for
Sam
sure.
Raimi and Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, which
mainly.
Pictures are up. Bruce Campbell, one of my favorite actors of all time. Love the Evil Dead franchise. It's so good. It's
Ash vs. Evil Dead was only even better.
If you want to get into it, maybe watch Ash vs. Evil Dead. And if you watch a couple episodes, and if you like it, I recommend
go over the whole story. Yeah,
watch the first one, watch the second one. And you know what sucks though is why they kind of redid the second one, why they kind of redid everything. The first one is like.
First and second one aren't even linked to Army of Darkness at all.
Well, Army of Darkness is
a different studio.
It's still connected to number 2, but they're like loosely based on number 1. But something happened where they couldn't get the rights to their own movie, and fucking
no, because they probably sold the film that was a hit to somebody so they could have some money to survive. And then that movie went on to blow up, and then they did another one.
It's exactly like that, bro.
I bet you that's exactly what happened, because they probably maintained a low level of rights. But I'll put money on it they do not own those movies anymore.
No,
Sam Raimi maybe.
Not the first Evil Dead. That's for sure.
For sure not. That it's got to be studio.
Which by the way, if you don't know who Bruce Campbell is, we're old, but if you remember the Spider-Man films. He was in all of them.
He was the ballet.
Yeah,
he's the ballet in one movie. He's the
dude that has this offers the ring.
Yeah,
remember?
Ring. Yeah, that's right. And another one.
He doesn't let him into the theater.
Why did he always get those cool roles? That's so dope.
Right. He was the literally like the top of the B-list acting. Like
yeah.
I don't think he ever took acting too seriously. Maybe.
And maybe it's for the better.
Probably. He had the most. He has the most unique voice too.
And his confidence level and how tall he is, like, shines. His chin has always been famous. Like, he will always be Ash to me.
There's one thing though. He has like a scar on his face, and he's had it. Like if you watch him, he has like a little scar like around his chin, but he's had it ever since the first movie he was in Evil Dead.
Really?
So if I ever get to interview him, I want to ask him how did you get that scar?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm curious about that too. That's a great. You got to write that down for future.
Oh, dude, I don't need to. It's already printed
like,
in here.
Yeah, dude. When you go in front of somebody,
I'll see him and I'll be like,
"Hey, with that scar, you want another one?" No,
you know what I mean? Like looking at my mole or something like. I can't stop looking at
dude,
it.
you should be like, that scar kind of looks like. Did somebody break your jaw fucking you?
But yeah, we don't know much about the Evil Dead game. Hopefully it comes out this year at the
we don't know if it's online yet or a campaign or both.
I just hope it's not like a Friday the 13th thing.
I hope it's exactly not that.
Okay.
That's my thing. I do not want it to be the Friday the 13th game, because as fun as that game was, which I was kind of hooked on it, I got it for free.
Dude.
And a lot of people got that game, they bought it, and they were fucking pissed because it had no survivability.
Dude.
I mean, like, as far as being a game that is going to live for a long time, that game lasted like a month. And then everybody was over it.
Yeah, I mean, they shut it down. Like, you could still buy the game, but you have to do private servers. So...
Can you imagine how garbage that is unless you know like 5 people who want to play that game together all the time?
So this is one. There's a few games coming out, but they're just not like Psychonauts 2. These are like no release dates. But Oddworld, the one.
Yeah, I'm so.
I know you're a big fan of that one.
Hell, I can't wait to play more Age of Odyssey, bro.
And it's funny, is 92% of Google users like this video or like this.
Of course, dude. 92%
April 6th.
Of Google.
It's out.
Yeah, but is it on Xbox?
Oh.
Because I look at the new games every day.
PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows.
When does it drop on Xbox? Because we'll look tonight and I'll buy it tonight.
I guarantee you. Let me look at the Xbox store.
Because I'm like, I looked at the store every day and I don't ever see the tasty whatever, the new game name.
I guarantee you they probably have it.
What is it called? What's the actual game name?
Oddworld Soul. Hold on, let me put Odd. Games.
The only reason I ask is because I look every day.
You're right. It's not on there.
Okay, I didn't think so. Because I was going to say, I look every day at the store.
I think it's just the Xbox thing, bro.
Because we're garbage?
I think Xbox just like has like the update whenever something like they just I don't know.
Oh, you mean like they update their store catalog?
Oh, it says initial release date is April 6th, so it might not be the.
It's not out.
Yeah, I don't think it's out in general.
I was gonna say because I look at the store every day. Yeah, I look at the store every day, and I'm like, just because I'm like, I want to know what is a game. I've had numerous times where I look in the store, right, and there's a game that all of a sudden just starts popping that came out 3 months ago that I am very familiar with. And I'm like, if I knew this was out, and I look in reviews, and apparently you're right, because the Microsoft store, that is a problem in the store, that they won't tell the users of the store that these new games are coming out just because they're low-level games.
Yeah.
And it's like you'll look at games coming soon, and it's a very short list. But if you look at new games...
All AAA games and stuff.
Yeah. But if you look at new games, there are a whole bunch of shit that drops. And you're like, what the fuck? Like the zombie game that dropped.
That zombie.
The Stubbs.
Oh.
Like, they barely even announced that, really. But, like, I'm not excited. I'm not paying $20 for
I was going to say, do you really want to pay $20 for that?
I won't. Hell no. Fuck them. Money-hungry horse, bro.
For real, dude. So, Dying Light 2, I don't know if you ever played the first one.
I played it.
Still no initial release date for this one.
Dying Light 2, that'll go crazy. Especially because it'll be on next gen, guaranteed.
Yeah, it's 2021, so maybe it might come out next year. Is this a phone game or is it just a real game? Oh, Pokemon Snap. That's pretty cool.
I've seen that. Yeah,
going back on
Switch.
the Pokemon What's that? Did you put in the right one?
Mm-hmm. You got a point there, though.
And I think that's honestly pretty much like.
Yeah, that, and then there's the Hot Wheels game that's dropping that I'm kind of curious about. I'm not gonna buy it, but I'm gonna watch what like Rad Brad or whoever does a thing on it, because
if it's free on Game Pass, I'll get it.
Oh, I'll drop on that shit, because me and you were going head some Hot Wheels, but like from what I'm looking at, it's gonna be pretty disappointing. Like the games that I usually get excited about, because I remember a few years ago. Okay, I'm old, so a lot of years ago. But anyways, I had gotten this Army Man game as a kid. It was already out. My dad, more accurately, had gotten it. And it was amazing. I would play it for hours on the PC as a young kid. And then as I got older, I tried so many different Army Man games. This has nothing to do with me getting older. The games got worse and worse and worse. And like, so those things, like the Hot Wheels video game, I am excited about, because I'm like, this might make racing games fun again.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, this could mean nothing to me. And I could waste
It could just be like a Lego game where it's just
and trust me,
based for toddlers.
The last Lego game I bought was the last Lego game I bought. And it was literally Lego Worlds. And they should not have promoted that game the way they did. They promoted it like there was all these
like
worlds
Minecraft
you could
or some
travel.
shit.
No, dude, like there were worlds you could travel to. Instead, you have certain worlds you can play, and other worlds are DLCs.
Oh my!
And it was like the most, like dude,
$40.
Like you said
about, like you said, like about the rappers, bro. What's the best way? What's the best fans, bro?
Yep, the ones that'll buy it, the ones that got mommy money. You know, Lego sees that. You know, Lego's like, the kids are what buys us. Like, adults ain't buying our shit like that. Like,
there's adults buying that shit.
There is, but there ain't like the kids. Like,
no.
Exactly.
Mom's like, shut up so I can take my Xanny bars and drink my wine.
I'm trying to take this Xanny bar, and fucking get some dick.
It was just one thing that was this show called Broad City, where it was like with the first season, I think, and she hit her weed plug. This is, you know what I mean? This is like 10 years ago, bro. Like 12 years or like 8 years ago, so it was a while ago. But her weed plug was out, so she's like, I can't buy any weed. So she starts like calling, like gets hella desperate. She called one of her old college roommates, and she was like, "Do you have any weed?" She's like, "Weed? You still smoke weed?" And then she's like, "Oh no, I don't smoke weed. I was just a joke. So I'll say later." She hung up, and then it showed the lady that was like, "You still smoke weed?" She's like, she hung up the phone. She's like, I can't believe people still do that. And she took like 3 pills, and like a kid started crying. She's like, I'll be there, and I'll be right there. And she drank like her wine and walked away. And I was just like, that's so fucking true.
Yeah, that's fucking accurate.
It's right.
So accurate, dog. People are so judgmental towards something that's not so bad, and then but the things they tend to do be worse.
But yeah, with the new games and everything.
We have a couple things coming out that are cool. Like, let's not hate like Back for Blood or whatever. That's dope. The Left 4 Dead guys. The game you just showed me with all the attacks, that I was like, whoa, the attacks look amazing.
Returnal or whatever.
Yeah, that game looks kind of cool. Like, I won't buy it, but I'll look out to see if I get excited about it.
It's I know COVID like ruined a lot, but it's been a bad year for games.
But the thing is, though, I don't think the game industry should have that excuse.
Because you can just do that shit at home.
They are computer specialists that can do this shit remotely together. They are used to this. Like, the idea that all these game companies have used that excuse as like, oh, we can't make the game.
I don't know if they use that excuse, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Well, no, I'm just speaking on the fact that a lot of games that were supposed to drop, they haven't because they've said, oh, well, COVID makes it to where we're reshaping how.
Yeah, and then they couldn't promote it.
Most of you did this shit alone anyways. Like, you guys should have just had a computer at home and you guys were all remotely, like, doing this thing. Like, don't get me wrong, it takes away an element. It's kind of like if you're, like, I'm ambidextrous, but if you can't write with both hands, it's kind of like trying to write a sweet poem with your other hand. You're focusing on one too many things at once if you're not used to it with like the game. And arguably movie studios. I'm also like that with movie studios because now it's different. Because they actually have real people in their shits.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, y'all motherfuckers have the most budget on this world. Like, on this planet, you guys get the craziest budgets for the dumbest shit.
For real, dude. Fucking.
I wish I could be like, yo, let me make $1 million to fucking remake a remake.
Dude, I told you, my girlfriend's sister's ex-boyfriend used to work for EA, and as far as last thing I knew, he went to a Blizzard. This fool went from making this fool went from making like fucking like $70 an hour to like $95 an hour, like some crazy.
Both
shit.
Those numbers are nutty,
right?
Oh yeah, is that what she said? I'm down.
Nah, dude, not in the good way. Oh, dude.
I'm just saying, bro. Sorry, dude. I couldn't hold it in. Not to be rude, but.
Oh shit! Fucking legs up.
Yo, you know it's bad if you see somebody fart and they're like this. Like your dick when it's unsuspectingly hard, you can pull it out in the morning.
Dude, one time, fucking, I was at the airport and I went to go take a piss, and all the urinals were wrapped up, so I had to go into the stalls. And fucking, I was taking a piss, and all of a sudden I just hear somebody, like, you can just hear somebody, like, come into the bathroom in the stall, and they're like they're doing everything hella quick, and then they sit down. It was like the quickest sit down. He's like, closed the door, and literally, by the time they closed the door and locked it, his pants must have been down to his ankles, because he sat down right away. And he was just like... And I don't know, like, maybe this dude is like used to this or something, but right after that he flushed it, like a courtesy flush. So whatever happened, he's just like he knew it was gonna be bad and stinky. So instead of just letting it sit there, he's like just flushed the hella
He
fast.
just kept going while it's flushing.
I was like, damn, this fool's done that before. Like, he did the courtesy flush, dude.
Fuck, bro. He had some fucked up food, dude.
Like, I've heard of that shit, but I've never seen it done in person, and that was the first time. I was like, if you take a shit, make sure to flush it if you're gonna keep on going, because you don't want that to linger.
Dude, on top of it, I apply that rule at home, bro. Like, for real though, like, but I do it for a different reason. When I'm like really shitting, and like I have to I look down. Like, you ever do that where you're just like, you've been pushing for a while and it just keeps coming out, and you look down and you're like, oh, that needs to go. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's some real like adult shit. I literally.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. But
what about that story? I know we told it before, but that story where he kicked the target.
Target.
Yeah, look. Oh my god, we walked into the bathroom.
I'll tell you, I got you, bro. So I walked into this bathroom. We all used to fuck with each other when, for whatever reason, we would all be in the bathroom and give the others a hard time for shitting in public, right? So they're both inside, right? Okay. Yeah. So we'd all fuck with each other and like just do dumb shit, but usually it was just like we'd wash our hands and like drop water on the person on the shit, or like we would like, or like we'd kick, an example, kick their shoe, which would normally be not a bad thing if you know who was in there. So this time Karen's like, yo, I gotta bust this shit. And so he runs in the bathroom at Target, at a local Target that we skateboarded at, and it had some dope spots actually, which is kind of sucks because from what I understand, they're all not there anymore.
None of them.
And so Karen runs in there, and I don't know if he had fucked with me prior or if I was just being typical me and being an asshole at that age.
So hilarious.
Probably that one, but like I ran in there. And I was like, okay, Karen's busting this shit.
No, because we were like hella aggressive too.
Yeah, no,
we like
dude.
busted into the door.
Yeah, no,
and you're like Karen. He's like, I'm taking a shit.
No. You're underselling that. He said we busted in the door. We kicked in the bathroom front door where everybody walks into. We blasted through there like a skateboarding mob. But it was me and I just think you.
It was just me and you.
Yeah. And we blasted in there, and that's right. I forgot that we were like, yeah. He's like, I'm trying to take a shit.
He's like, I'm going poo or something.
I literally ran up and like grabbed the stall door and was like, ah!
No. You kicked it first.
Oh yeah.
You ran up and you're like,
I kicked the shoes. I started kicking who I thought was Karen's shoes, and I grabbed the door and I was like, ah! And I like hit the door and it blasted open, and it was not my friend. It was some random guy who was fucking mortified. Like he is like Like, I'm about to get my ass beat on the toilet, bro. Like,
what's the best thing ever though?
Stop, Mel.
Is I'll never forget. I was literally the fly in the wall, bro. I saw the whole thing. I was just looking at it, dude, and fucking.
At one point you stopped. You were like, "I'm gonna see where this goes."
Like we busted in, and we were like, because we were like busted in, like Kyrie's like, I'm going poo, and then you walked up and you kicked the shit. I was just
You're right.
there,
He did. He stopped going poo.
I was just sitting there laughing, and then I just see you like rubbing, like shaking the door, and then right when it opened, you're like.
Yeah, dude, I did.
And you ran. You're like, and you're like, right when you ran out the door past me, because I was like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah.
You're like, "That wasn't Karen," and we both just started ran the fuck out.
You know what's funnier though? Didn't Kyron say that when I asked him what happened after I left, that the guy didn't leave until after Kyron did or something? I was like, dude, Kyron's asshole friends made him look so bad, and those two were just sharing a dump. Like, they were just dumping, bro. Like, it was nothing bad. Like,
that was the worst time.
I know.
Like,
We made it so bad, dude. Like, me and you made that situation an awkward moment for these two people. We made so much worse.
Dude,
but, like,
you guys made eye contact and everything. That's something you guys will never forget. He probably never pooped in a public stall.
Never again. He's like, this ugly little white skater kid busted in on me taking a shit and thought I was somebody else. I wonder if he tells the story if it's different because the perspective was he was dumping and someone ran in on him.
Maybe.
And he's like, they were about to kick my ass, but I was like, no.
The only thing that would have made this story better is when he kicked him. He was just like, bloop, bloop, bloop. like he pooped or something because he got scared. That's the only thing that could have made that story better, bro.
Dude, all I know is I blasted that fool's foot. I was like, God, what are you doing? I literally grabbed the door and was like, I started shaking it. Dude, and then fucking, I don't remember if I kicked it. I think I kicked it. And it blasted open. But I can't remember if I kicked it or if I shook it or if the dude was unlocking the door to see who it was.
I think you shook the fuck out of it because I just remember the whole thing.
I just remember the reason I asked.
I'm surprised the whole thing just didn't collapse, bro. The way you were shaking it, bro.
It's the whole thing collapsed. And all you were
just that guy on the toilet.
Kyron's just shitting in that guy's face because they're like this. Yeah.
And then we ran out. And then they couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, Kyron came out hella cool and calm. He's like, "What was that about, Brett?"
He didn't even know what was going on. He was just pooping.
I think
he probably even know this. Like,
I don't think he cared. I think he had to really poop. That was a pretty good one. That was a pretty, we have a bunch of accident stories like that are really funny.
One of my favorites.
Of things we used to do to each other. We'll have to start remembering to share some of them because some of those things are pretty fucking funny. Some
those
of them
gems, dude.
Some of them Ben even has on camera still. They're hilarious.
I gotta go through those things.
One day.
What sucks is I think I have to buy I am gonna have to buy a new or an old or whatever mini DV camera.
Yeah.
In order to play the fucking things and record it onto it and stuff. So.
Yeah, look into it.
You
might be able to get a cord that plugs into your computer, and you might be able to screen record everything. Who knows?
Yeah.
Look into it.
I guess getting back on track. The Loki trailer, bro.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's a new one actually. I forgot I saw this new one that just came out.
I can already tell what's gonna happen.
What's up?
And I have a prediction. Now, I've been pretty good about
Multiverse.
this. Well, I'm not gonna go too deep into it, into that. I'm just gonna say what's gonna happen in that story, and in that story, he's gonna think he can outsmart them in the first episode, and then he's gonna get defeated by whoever Owen Wilson is or whatever.
But they're gonna be like,
they're gonna go back and forth.
It's gonna be like, oh, that was impressive. Nobody's ever done that before.
But at the end of the series, he's gonna make it look like, oh, before the end of the series, after he learns, oh, I can't outsmart these guys, he's gonna go, I'm gonna go with it. And then off camera Deadpool moment, look at the camera and be like, or am I? And at the end of the series, it's gonna end with the moment of you know what
probably.
I mean? And so I think that it's looks super predictable. Now what happens in between, I don't know. And all the little factors of the cool shit they reveal like Marvel does, but there's cool things in the trailer, but I'm yet to be excited by a Marvel project yet. Like I'm looking forward to the multiverse.
So dude, out of all the stuff that's all the stuff that came out, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was like kind of flipped. I was super psyched on WandaVision, ready to see what Falcon and Winter Soldier, could care less about Loki, and now I really want to see Loki.
Yeah.
Could care less about WandaVision and Winter Soldier. But
it looks like it's worth the watch.
But yeah, it looks pretty good. The thing what I wanted to say, like my main point is, if there was any of the series to get all wonky and weird and fucking buddy cop or whatever, like this was the series to do it, because it's not canon, or it probably is canon, but you know what I mean. It's
probably to an extent.
It's gonna be like it's you know what I mean. Like this is an alternate time universe, so they could pretty much do whatever the hell they want without it being like, okay, this fucks with the MCU timeline or like the canon or some shit. Like, because like WandaVision, she had kids and had a family and all that stuff, but it was like stupid. I'm sorry, it was stupid.
I had told you how I felt. I tried to watch it. What I say now? What was it? 3 times?
I did like the ending though of WandaVision, like the fight and everything, and like the build up. I was not expecting the.
It seems like they could have just made that a movie then.
Yeah, I mean, it might as well have been, but
and just made all that other shit behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Classes, like like weapons classes, right? Like SMG, machine gun, shotgun, right? Dude, there is in every class, and it's in every. You would think in every class, there's a gun that is just the ultimate of that class, right? So the way that I look at it, the SMGs are useless, right? Or whatever, the little machine gun. I'm not gonna sit here and go into it because I've been drinking, but. And then the bigger fucking like automatic machine gun, right? The last one, the one that's the most expensive in that class, the bigger of the machine guns, is like a ripper. It's like 100 rounds, 3-shot kill every time. And it's just.
So you figured out the fucking.
There's a sniper like that. This is my problem. Now I'm going to give you the best comparison to this to why this game has an issue, and it's not just lag.
Okay.
You know the only other guns that have the effect that those two classes have of like almost an immediate instant kill? And it's not shotgun, believe it or not. Even the most expensive one, the knife.
That's right.
The knife will kill you
automatic.
One hit if you hit the right angle, right way. But if I have a shot, I've been this close to somebody and hit him twice, and it registered like 50 or 20 hits because of how close I was to him. Yeah, because of the spray. Yeah, and they didn't die with a good shotgun to point blank upper
that's
body.
Why that's probably why like those people that were playing us, they're like, oh, these guys fucking suck. So they just pulled out the knives and they're like,
yeah, dude. There's anyways. But for some reason I've been into that game, and I'm like, I kind of like.
Let's talk about it real quick. A little bit of Warface, or we're still talking about, but
yeah,
dude, it's a fun game, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It's literally.
I like playing it with you more than I like playing it with the people. But when you get a good teammate. And you two aren't even when you're not on the headset, and you're just vibing dude, with someone, it's so good.
There's a few times I played it by myself, but one time we beat the people like 10-0 or something like that. It was dude, like 8-0 or something like.
Dude, I was playing with this one dude the other day, right? It was so dope because there must have not have been very many people online because we played one game, right? Whoop these fools, and every time me and him would see each other, it was like at first. I just kept following him, or he would see me, and I would, like, coincidentally, he would follow me.
Yeah.
But it became evident by the end of the game we were following each other. We never sent each other a party invite or anything. That game, those 14 rounds were so fun. We did not win every round, but we won the game.
Yeah.
Right? Yo, he fucking randomly showed up another game later, like right shortly after that. We immediately look at each other in the spawn. We're not even on headset. And the rest of the game, we stuck together and we fucking owned these guys, dude.
That's hilarious.
Me and him were like, it was so dope. I don't know who it was. I have no idea.
It's just like you just had that chemistry, dude.
Just chemistry instantly. I have to give the credit to that game to open up room for two randoms not talking, not friends online. They never even heard each other. Just the vibe. And be like, I actually like this game, even though it kind of is annoying as fuck and it sucks at sometimes. There's moments that you get sucked into it. And I'm like, I kept telling you before this, I've been craving a first-person shooter.
And you know what, dude? So just real quick, for people who don't know, it's a first-person shooter. That's like Counter-Strike. If you don't know what Counter-Strike is, it's pretty much a search and destroy game. If you don't know,
like American Source was, and like.
Well, if you don't know what search and destroy is, it's just pretty much 5v5, 5 versus 5, and one team is defending, the other team is offense, and then you just plant a bomb on you have A and B where you can plant a bomb on the map. Basic as it can get. If you don't,
the rounds last like 10 seconds if you're not good, you know.
No, for real, like people.
I told you I hated that when I first started.
We're just nubs. We still are.
I still am.
We're not nubs, but we're cubs.
Yeah, we grew up a little bit.
We're not nubs, we're cubs.
We went up in the lyrical alphabet, but like, there are complaints about it, but it's fun. It deserves to be talked about, but I don't know how long the game will last. I'm like I said, me and that guy kept linking up in rounds, and that leads me to believe at that time there weren't many people on that server.
I like that though. You guys are just like.
Yeah, no, we literally spawned a new game after not playing together. You guys linked
eyes like that when
and we literally turned and we were looking at, because I always do that. I always look at my team to see if they're active or if they're buying shit or whatever. And I look over, that dude did the same thing, and me and him literally bought our shit, and we waited to follow each other, and then he took off, and I followed him, and the next game he did that, and it was like I was playing with you, where it was like one game his, one game mine, and I would always be on his sixer.
Dude.
It was literally 14 rounds of me and this guy just riding together. It was so dope.
So pretty much you made eye contact with him like that, like the guy in the bathroom.
Yeah, I was like
the guy in the bathroom.
Yeah, after I shit the stall, it was like forever. Boy, we don't know each other, but we'll know each other.
What if that guy's dead? No, just
kidding. He probably is, but he did die with that memory of me shaking that bathroom stall, bro. He's like, well, the worst poo I ever took was the best one.
The best one.
I made eye contact with this beautiful Portuguese boy.
One thing I want to say, dude. Welcome to Dragon Ball Z Fighters community,
dude.
Bro.
That shit
welcome
is
to the
so
game,
hard, dude. It's so fun though.
It is hard. It's a huge learning curve, especially if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, luckily it hasn't gotten me mad yet though. Like it gets me excited. You see me get excited, or heard me get excited, but yeah, it doesn't like make me mad yet because I'm not good. So like I don't have room to get mad.
Oh, dude, the fact
I just wish there was more story. For me to like
zero.
Zero. After you
don't want to know.
Well, after you do the first tutorial, right? It's no story, but after you do that first tutorial, the hopes of having a story are gone.
You know, what the only story in the whole game is, why everybody can like beat each other's asses and like beat each other up, is because Android 21 made a device where it neutraled everybody's power to pretty much zero.
Oh, now on the same level.
It's all technique.
Yeah.
Who has the better technique?
I kind of like that.
That's the story. That's pretty much the whole story.
Okay, so if Dragon Ball Super can be the runoff of Dragon Ball Z, and there's to be so many differences, the same way that Dragon Ball, what was it? Kai?
Yeah.
Was like a whole different fucking thing. I have to be honest, I like that idea, but if they wanted to,
it wasn't its own thing, but it was just like cut down, like it cut out a bunch of filler, and it was just like better dialogue.
Well, for the record, like with fighters, and not talking about Kai or whatever, or any of the shows, but with fighters, I'm kind of glad there was no story, because it leads a lot for like games like Kakarot to come up and shine. And
dude, that game was fucking awesome.
And
bro.
I'm really
mad. I need to replay that.
I'm hella mad because it was like $20 for the full game.
Ooh, with all the DLCs?
Yeah.
You should have told me, bro. I would have bought all the DLCs, bro.
I put it in my list because of the Bendic. What is it called? What's the company?
Bandai.
Yeah, they had a sale for all their games. So I missed it. Yeah, dude. I told you look at those sales, but no, you do shit. You're always,
you did tell me, and I bought
the Capcom shit, right?
Yeah.
You hit up the Capcom.
Resident Evil 4. I bought it for like $10 or $5.
Yeah, they had Kakarot up, Dragon Ball Kakarot, just so anybody knows. And I was gonna buy it, but I just put it in the list because I was like, I'm gonna wait until I was waiting. I had money, but I was like, I'm gonna wait until this next payment goes through, and then I'll get it because I don't want to spend just because I can. Yeah. And I'd already gotten this shit, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And I think it's done now, and now it's back to like $30 or $40, and I'm like, god damn it, because the game is amazing. It's basically like if you became a Dragon Ball Z mark first, from what you told me and from now what I've learned from watching the show, I'm like, yo, if you like the Dragon Ball Z series, that's basically the series where you play as the point of the audience. Like you're either. You're Kakarot sometimes you're fucking his son. Like, you know what I mean?
The only complaints I would have in that game is just a lot of loading screens, and the fighting can get a little repetitive.
Yeah, it's not like any of the other Dragon Ball games I've heard.
It does reward you for like actually trying to get, because you could literally just beat the whole game without upgrading your character at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's also, like, no, I don't mean like upgrade like without like there's like some moves that you should get, but if you're good enough, like if you like, it's pretty good. It's pretty simple. Like once you get to the hang of it, like if you beat the game, like I beat that game a few times. Once you beat the game, you kind of get the gist of how the fighting like mechanics are. So you could literally beat the game
just hell easy.
Well, yeah, but it does give you a huge reward for actually like getting new techniques and stuff. And I did love foraging, like finding like little rare items and like little stuff, and fishing was weird. Fucking
no, I just mean
put the tail in his asshole, and
I just mean like the aspect that's in a Dragon Ball game to me is
finding
like,
the Dragon Balls was cool too.
Yeah,
I do that all the time.
I didn't know about that. See, if I'd known about that alone, I'd have been like, just to find the Dragon Balls is all the different characters. My turnoff was what a lot of people's were, and I mean, I know that the game is based on the Dragon Ball Z series, so I know what to expect now.
Yeah.
But from like right off the rip, your first expectation of that game is a game about Goku. Yeah. And it's but if like, you mistake what that means, you think it's just a game about all the people he's fought and traveled to. That would be lit if you just played as Goku's perspective.
It's like you said earlier, dude.
But it's not. It's through his life. It's everything that happened in his story.
It's literally a game for the fans.
Yeah, and it's awesome. And I'm pissed that I didn't get that cell. And like, but they have another cell.
Dude, I'm sad your fucking game. Your disc, because I'd literally let you borrow that.
Dude,
shit,
that
bro.
game is. Oh man, that game is so good. I'm so pissed that my disc drive doesn't fucking work. But whatever, dude. That thing's gonna go, and I won't even miss it because it lasted 8 years since I lived at Dre's.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, like 7 years.
Jeez,
that's crazy.
Well, let's wrap this up.
Ben's like, I'm drunk.
I'm getting a little buzz, and I don't want to, because last time we ended up talking, like we recorded for like 2.5 hours, and I cut out like fucking like a whole hour of like banter.
Yeah. I would have done the same thing.
No, it's good. I love talking with you, man. It's like one of my favorite things. This is one of the reasons why I come over here, because we always have awesome conversations. I know we talked about Marvel and Loki, and we kind of, we kind of went off track and stuff because the train went by and we started talking. But we'll talk more when Loki comes out, when Falcon and Winter Soldier, because I'm gonna wait until it's like 2 or 3 episodes before the final episode, and I'm just gonna binge it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not feeling it. I'm not, because I told that to somebody, and they're like, I could see that because it is kind of like cliffhanger,
yeah.
but if you just wait until it's all out, it's just like you just
it flows.
Yeah,
it flows,
you don't have to have any of that stuff. But yeah, more info on the Marvel stuff when as time goes on.
Yeah.
But I got some would you rathers, some WRs.
See, like right now in the video editing program, you could drop in an intro that was like, "Would you rather?"
Ooh.
And then we would be ready waiting.
And then that's where I could just pay somebody to do that. Like, would you rather?
Yeah, exactly. Shit, you could do it, but
I know, right?
It would be dope to pay somebody.
Would you rather?
It would be dope to pay somebody.
Would you rather be missing your whole nose, nostrils, or your ears?
Can I still hear and smell?
Yes.
From both?
Yes.
My nose.
Your nose?
Yeah, because that both suck, but I make my living from my ears.
I thought about this one because I actually like question it.
Actually, my ears. If I still hear, you said right. You said I still hear my ears.
It's a good conversation piece.
Yeah, because I'll just put my hair down, And they'll be like, you have such little ears. And I'll be like, you shit.
All the better to hear you with, honey.
But everywhere you go, your face, everybody's looking at you like Skeletor and shit. Like, you're all fucked up. They're like, I can hide my I can hide my what would you rather.
That's the second Skeletor reference in this video. I thought about this one, and either way, dude, you can't wear sunglasses. I mean, you maybe you might be able to like get something like specially made for you, like if you have no nose, but if you have no ears.
You know what I'm gonna do, bro? I would just always wear like goggles with bands.
I'd do the nose, by the way. I have no nose.
Your nose, yeah. I would do the ears, and I'd just wear band head like sunglasses.
Oh, those like little like fucking like steampunk goggles and shit.
Goggles, yeah, and I'd look badass too. Then I'd rock my no ears.
My no ears. Yeah. We should make that a fucking cartoon. No ears.
No ears, bro. And he's like hella beast.
Huh?
Yo, don't you? Yeah, that'd be so funny, bro. It's like a dude. We might have to talk about that.
I know, right? I'm gonna. I have to go back and rewatch everything, and I'm gonna make a clip of everything that we say. We have to go back and talk about that.
Yeah. All the times it never happened.
Right. Okay. Fall into a hole that just goes all the way to the center of the earth and to your death, or slowly float up into space. Either way, you die.
Slowly go into space.
Yeah.
Because space is like my thing. Like I want to go to. Like me and you talked about this when we were on shrooms. We were like, "Yo, that's something that
I think that's something I would do too."
Thing. What was yours? Was it the same
space?
Thing? If it even means that it's a horrible, like, you said ultimately you know you're gonna die, or you are gonna die. If that's the case, I'd rather see that than just fucking dirt and fucking nothingness.
Well, you never know. You might see some like crazy crystals. I know, right?
You're right. I'm not lying, but I'd rather see that than
you just fall and you see King Kong with his mouth open like...
You know, dude this is real life.
You fall into his mouth.
No, this is real life. You'd be falling as he shits on your face. He'd poo right in your face. You'd be like, King Kong! And then you'd fucking keep falling to your death. King poo, bro.
King poo.
But if you just went to space, you'd only fucking suffocate to death. No, I'm just kidding.
Also,
freeze.
The reason why I said slowly like float up is because if you fall to the center of the earth, it's like 2 miles or something. So you'd probably be falling for like a good 10, 15 minutes.
Minute, hot fucking minute.
You'd be like, what's going on? Am I gonna die? Okay, so you're a transformer.
Oh God.
But would you rather be a transformer that turns into a pair of skates or one skates like you know what I mean, like a rollerblade?
Yeah. Oh, one skate.
Yeah, okay. One rollerblade or a unicycle.
Depends on who sits on that unicycle.
Ooh, okay, I see.
Is it Megan Fox?
So, unintentionally, you just turn this into do you have a foot or do you have a face that you finish?
Depends on. Yo, for real, bro. Yo, the question is, are you more a foot guy or an ass guy?
Right, exactly.
I'm just curious about. I revealed who I'm clearly on, but whose ass is it? Is it? I think I put it the best way.
You're all
Megan Fox or Shia LaBeouf, bro. Because my answer is clear. If it's Shia LaBeouf, it's a yes. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, dude. I mean, you make a good point, bro. You don't want to have some stinky ass. I mean, you can get a stinky ass on your foot, but nobody knows how to ride a tricycle. Somebody could just be put their stinky ass foot in you and be like,
yeah, dude, and they have fucking foot fungi and shit, bro. You'll be lucky if that shit ain't Jay Leno or fucking what's his name from Roseanne?
The fat guy?
John. Oh man, I can't remember.
John Linguini? No,
Linguini. He ate so.
I know who you're talking about.
John Goodman.
There you go. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sticking around. If you made it this far, much appreciated. You rock. Don't forget to check out the description. You got Cultcanon's info and all my info, the Shnerdcast, TikTok,
go follow
Instagram.
Definitely. But also, let him know what you guys thought of the new format, because I'm positive this will come out a little different than it usually does. You know what I mean? Seeing how it was recorded a little differently. We're about to get off of here, and we're about to make some graphics for this to see if we can make it even more spicy.
Drunk fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm about.
But yeah, thank you so much, Cole.
Hell yeah, my boy.
Love fucking coming out here to record, and I can't wait to experiment with this and see our new future projects and see how things go. And if things go well, can't wait to look back on this episode and be like, damn,
yeah, dude,
this is how when it all started.
See, yeah.
But yep, Shnerdcast episode 60. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking around. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. Shnerdcast.
Ow! It was a success.